Do you know how to divide fractions? That's what we're learning in today's lesson. In dividing fractions, we follow these steps. 1. Change the division into a multiplication problem using Kcf or keep, change, flip. Number 2. Multiply the numerators. Number 3. Multiply the denominators. And finally, simplify or reduce the fraction. Here are the 6 examples. Give it a try and play the video whenever you're ready for the solutions. Question number 1. 8 over 5 divided by 7 over 4. Step 1 is to change the division problem into a multiplication problem using the Kcf or the keep, change, flip. This means that we will keep the fraction as 8 over 5, then we change division to a multiplication, and we flip the second fraction and that becomes 4 over 7. Again, keep, change, flip. We keep 8 over 5 as it is, we change division to times, and then we flip the fraction 7 over 4 as 4 over 7. Now we multiply this fraction using the previous video lesson. So step 2 is to multiply the numerators 8 and 4, and that is 32. Next, multiply denominators 5 and 7, that is 35. There are no numbers that can divide both 32 and 35, so this is the simplest answer for question number 1. The answer is 32 over 35. Question number 2. 5 over 3 divided by 4 over 3. Step 1 is to change this into a multiplication problem using the Kcf. Keep the first fraction as 5/3. We change division to times, and then we flip the fraction 3 over 4. The shortcut for this problem is simplifying 3 divided by 3, and that is of course 1 and 1. So now simplifying this, 5 times 1 is 5, and 1 times 4 is 4. Since we have an improper fraction, we need to transform this into a mixed number. How many 4s can go into a 5? 1. 1 times 4 is 4, and subtracting 4 from 5, there is a remainder of 1. So we write the remainder as 1 over the denominator 4. So the final answer is 1 and 1/4. Question number 3. 2/7 divided by 2. This problem is the same thing as 2 over 7 divided by 2 over 1. Step 1 is to change this into a multiplication problem using Kcf. We keep the first fraction 2 over 7. We change division to times, and we flip 2 over 1 as 1 over 2. Simplifying this, we can divide 2 divided by 2, and that is of course 1. So we can write 1 over 1. Now we multiply the numerators 1 times 1, we have 1, and denominator 7 times 1, we have 7. So the simplest form for number 3 is 1 over 7. Question number 4. 3/4 divided by 9 over 7. Step 1 is to change this into a multiplication problem using the Kcf. We keep the first fraction 3/4. We change division to times, and then we flip the fraction as 7 over 9. Can you simplify any numbers? We can simplify 3 divided by 9, and 3 over 9 is 1/3 in simplest form. Now we multiply the numerators 1 and 7, which is 7, and 4 times 3, which is 12. So the answer is 7 over 12. Question number 5. 6 over 7 divided by 3 over 2. Step 1 is to change this into a multiplication problem using Kcf. We keep the first fraction 6 over 7. We change division to times, and we flip the second fraction as 2 over 3. Can you simplify numbers? Yes, we can simplify 6 divided by 3 as 2 over 1. Now we multiply the numerators. 2 times 2, we have 4. We multiply denominators 7 and 1, we have 7. So the answer is 4 over 7 for question number 5. Question number 6. 1/3 divided by 8/5. Step 1 is to change this into a multiplication problem by using Kcf. We keep the first fraction as 1/3. We change division to times. And then we flip this as 5 over 8. In this problem, we can't reduce fractions, so we go ahead multiply the numerators. 1 times 5 is equal to 5, and multiply denominators 3 and 8, we have 24. So the answer is 5 over 24. Now it's your turn to try these quiz problems. Give it a try and play the video whenever you're ready for the solutions. Question number 1. 9 over 5 divided by 3/5. Step 1 is to change this into a multiplication problem using Kcf. We keep the first fraction 9 over 5. We change division to times. And we flip the fraction as 5 over 3. Using the shortcut method, we can reduce 5 divided by 5 as 1 and 1. We can also divide 9 divided by 3, and that is 3 over 1. So now we multiply the numerators, 3 and 1, that is 3. Denominators, 1 and 1, which is 1. And of course, 3 divided by 1 is just 3. So the answer for question number 1 is 3. Question number 2. 2 divided by 4/3. This problem is the same thing as 2 over 1 divided by 4/3. Step 1 is to change this into a multiplication problem using Kcf. Keep the first fraction as 2 over 1. We change division to times. And we flip the fraction 4/3 as 3 over 4. In this problem, we can reduce the fraction 2 over 4. And 2 over 4 is 1/2. Now we multiply the numerators. 1 times 3 is 3. And 1 times 2 is 2. What is 3 over 2 as a mixed number? The equivalent mixed number of 3 over 2 is 1 and 1/2. How many 2's can go into 3? 1, right? And 1 times 2 is 2. And subtracting that from a 3, there is a remainder of 1. So we write the remainder as 1/2. The answer for question number 2 is 1 and 1/2. Question number 3. 29 over 5 divided by 3/5. Step 1 is to change this into a multiplication problem using Kcf. We keep the first fraction 29 over 5. We change division to multiplication. And we flip the second fraction 3/5, and that is 5 over 3. For this problem, we can simplify 5 divided by 5 as 1, or 1 over 1. Simplifying this, we multiply the numerators 29 and 1, that's 29. And we multiply denominators 1 and 3, and that is 3. So we have 29 over 3. How many 3's can go into 29? 9, right? 9 times 3 is 27. And if we subtract 27 from 29, there is a remainder of 2. So we write the remainder as 2 divided by denominator. So the answer for number 3 is 9 and 2/3. Thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing to my channel at Celzo Academy.